Stream. Go back over here, make sure the connection's working just fine. Receiving content. And give this to Eddie Mack. And we are live.
We should probably change that title. Or maybe
yes, we should.
I already did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Wait, are we on right now?
We are on right now.
Oh, holy shit. Hi.
Okay, so
yeah.
Make sure to share that we are live.
All right. Yeah, I'm about to do that right now.
Eddie Mack is sharing
whoever's in the stream.
Hi, everybody.
I sent Eddie the link so he can share it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am sharing it right this very second. Hi, everybody.
This is going to be up after anyways, too. So for those who are listening in after the live feed, yeah, this is after the live feed, people. So Queens of Wrestling 4, everybody.
That was a show, wasn't it?
And you didn't even see the whole show yet. The whole show is going to be up in about 20 minutes or so, because part 1 is processing.
Yep.
Hey, Dave, we're live.
Oh.
Say hello to the BW universe. Welcome to the Queens of Wrestling 4 post show, buddy.
Hola. Mi nombre es Will Smith.
Yeah.
Yes, in all seriousness, if you have found this video, hi and thanks. If you have found this channel, hi and thanks. If this is the first time you're on this channel, hi and thanks. Hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. Did I miss anything?
Probably not.
Good. All right, let's talk Queens of Wrestling then. Favorite match on the show?
At least on the 2 parts you did see.
Yeah, right. It's does. Yes, Magpie. This is this Queens of Wrestling thing. It's an annual thing. It has been an annual thing since 2015.
Yep.
Hence why this is 4 and not 1.
Yes. This is the 4th one. So it's been a crazy road to the 4th Queens of Wrestling. The tournament
80
was
women.
80 women. Let me for those of you who are watching now and later, this tournament was the most strenuous thing I think we have ever tried to pull off.
We were up 2 nights recording.
Straight, with like little sleep.
It was funny to hear.
When they pitched the idea to me, I thought they were crazy, if I'm being honest.
Although we had a lot more originally.
This is true. And yeah, all I'm saying is thank goodness it did not go that way. the way it went. I mean, yeah, things. Yeah, yeah. It went about as well as it could go given the circumstances, and there were quite a few circumstances.
Lots of circumstances. One being the fact that my internet was kind of cut out after while this was going on. Number one. The second thing was it was smack dab in the middle of MTV's school work and his real job, so that kind of
and his eventual move.
And his move, so that kind of set things back too.
Which is also the reason why Most Wanted got pushed back.
Yeah, which Most Wanted is going to be next time.
That is still happening, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah,
after
Most
today,
Wanted
you're going to
is
start seeing the
going
rest of the Most Wanted tournament come out, and then the Most Wanted show itself.
And that'll be next month. So, that
is still happening. And 3, my computer, which I normally do all my editing stuff, it somehow broke. When I attempted to change the hard drive, somehow my computer just stopped working altogether. I ended up getting literally new parts for a computer. Put it together myself. That also didn't work. So I'm having a time here, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm using the computer that I've had since I've actually had this computer for like 12 years or something like that. Maybe closer to 10. I don't know. But this computer I'm using, I've had for quite a long time. I've swapped out the motherboard. I swapped out the processor. I've changed the hard drives in like 3 or 4 times. And somehow this reliable thing still works, which is a miracle, to be honest with you.
To quote that awful Terminator Genesis movie, old, not obsolete.
Not yet.
No. Hopefully it won't be obsolete.
No, actually, technically it is. Because
from a technological standpoint.
Well, yeah, because it's a 32-bit computer, and basically all modern computers these days are 64-bit, and like any editing program I want is basically 64-bit now. So
yeah,
I don't. Yeah.
But he's still chugging along, and we're happy he's still here. You know.
Yeah.
Half of this stuff wouldn't get done if Eddie was not, and that's the honest truth.
What up, Tony?
Yes, it was one disaster after another, but the important thing is it got done.
It got done. It got done in time too. Like everything got done in time. So that's the good thing. If you guys got questions about this, about Queens of Wrestling 4 or 5, I'm here to listen to them.
Yes, and we even have a few announcements regarding future VW shows past Most Wanted.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, MTB's here to talk about the VW stuff after Most Wanted, and I'm here to talk about the Queens of Wrestling stuff. Mostly the 5th edition, the 5th anniversary show that's coming. So
you mean the Year 5 show?
Yeah, well, Year 5, 5th anniversary, same.
No, it's not the same thing. It is not. As we learned this.
Well, we'll call it 5th annual show.
That works.
Which that means I have to change the logo. Luckily, I haven't revealed that yet, so I have time to change it.
Here's a good question.
In fact, I'm going to do that right now.
Here's a good question right here. What's Sakura going to do in her future Legends tour after her Legends tour ends?
I'll take this. I'll take this one.
Yeah, Eddie's got it.
I don't think her Legends tour is over by a long shot. She is still the CCO Women's Champion, and if you've Bombshell champion, thank you. And if you saw a promo like right after she won the title, she said she has some big plans for it, and I don't think those plans are going to stop.
Nope. She's got Laura Matsuda on Adrenaline 102. She, from what I've heard, the match with Juri Sonata is still going to happen on the next Wildcats episode. Yeah. And then she's got Reiko at Revelations 4. So
hashtag Rock Faco.
So that's her next 3 stops as of right now that we know of.
And maybe GWA could be a part of Queens of Wrestling. But that's not my call, if I'm being honest.
All right.
It's not my baby. Yep. That's D-Wall.
And we will get to Queens of Wrestling 5 in a moment, but I believe MTP has some announcement.
Yeah. We'll get to the announcement in a second. We'll focus on Queens of Wrestling 5, and then we'll get to the announcements. But we still got more questions being asked. We got a lot more questions being asked. Remember, this is a Q&A. So
I was gonna say MTV, since everything that's after Most Wanted happens with Queens of Wrestling 5, I'd rather you get your stuff out first, so that way we're going in order.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and talk about some of these other questions. This is a good one, and considering our past controversial history with crappy videos, or I should say my past controversial history with crappy videos. One question they say is, have you guys ever had a feeling that you just want to step inside of a ring to fight anybody who has pissed you off?
Is that question specifically about Zahai Morgan? Because he's pissing everybody off these days.
Well,
kayfabe wise.
Kayfabe. Well, there's a lot of people. Realistically, mostly Zahai and his punching bag lips. And the ones that you can just do a round on and his lips will go.
Yeah, something along those lines, yes.
Now, as far as the information about Queens of Wrestling 5, which is something that got brought up, we'll get to that one in a second. It was Magpie's question. Christian has a question. What's next for Ami Mizuno after Queens of Wrestling 4? Will she be in a match at Conspiracy?
That would be up to her. She wanted this one match with Sakura wanted the match and Ami accepted. And so I don't know what the future is for her unless she wants to. I mean, she did sign a full, because I just came back to DCA, so I saw where she put in the dotted line. She's not just general manager; she is also a wrestler, contracted wrestler. So if she wants to do another match, that's her call. If she wants to wrestle at Conspiracy, that's her call. But I can't speak for her.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who could be the next opponent for Ami then?
If you
were a betting man, who would you put her up against?
There's a ton of people. I
got one.
Go ahead.
Reiko Hinamura.
Yeah, there's that. Face Reiko, even though Mr. SRH over here doesn't like that idea in the slightest.
No, I'll give you somebody who could face her. I'll give you somebody who could face her, and because let's face it, we can talk about your Reiko Hinamonas, we can talk about your Sailor Moons, you can talk about your Sakura Hagiwaras. There's an entire new generation of female Kaz coming up.
This is true.
And one of the biggest, most potential-filled people I see coming up and really stealing the show in the next couple of years is Tia Benson.
True.
For real?
Did you not see her match? What was it? Was it the Queens of Wrestling at the finale?
Yeah, the semifinal.
That's right. Let's not forget. A lot of people were shocked. A lot of bracket breakers in this year's Queens of Wrestling tournament. Mm-hmm. Especially TPGW's own Crystal Marsh making it to the Final Four. Thank you very much.
Yeah, she did. Like joking aside, she did do amazing in the tournament. She went to the final.
And I can honestly say I feel so. While I'm not exactly happy that Crystal lost in the semifinals and didn't make it all the way, I am absolutely 100% happy that the person she lost to was the eventual winner of the tournament.
Yeah. Which, you know, it happens in these kind of deals, but you know, she proved herself. She proved that she belonged, and you know, no spoilers, but considering her match on Queens of Wrestling, it'll be more apparent. But you know, like I said, can't really speak on that right now until you guys see it.
Indeed, this is a spoiler. We're going to attempt to make this as spoiler-free as possible. Queens of Wrestling 4 post-show.
Yeah, because people aren't going to be seeing this until, like, they won't be seeing the entire show for another 10 minutes or so before it goes live. So, anything on the Amber Stevens Akira Yukimura situation? By the way, seeing as having Chris Gary versus Zaya. Is that what we're thinking here?
What?
Chris Gary versus Zaya Morgan. Seems like Chris I think Chris just issued an open challenge.
I wouldn't mind.
Well, we've already seen some of their top guys go at it, like Jamari Mito against Zaya Steele on multiple occasions, especially back at Insurgency.
And I think there might be a match for. I think there might be a match for Jamari lined up for Conspiracy, but we'll have to see.
That's one of the announcements I'm going to talk about.
Okay, go ahead.
And yeah, we'll start going into the announcements. We'll answer some more questions. We'll do more announcements, and then we'll talk about Queens Wrestling 5.
Right up.
All right, so obviously Conspiracy's coming up.
Is the most wanted card locked?
Is the most wanted card locked?
I believe it is.
I believe it's nearing locked. There may be room for one more match. Because we don't have every official match for most wanted. The Elimination Chamber set, isn't it an 8-man for the #1 contender spot for the Heart Gold title?
I think it's 8.
Yeah. Which I'll have 2 match announcements that are going to be very interesting. One, this match was requested by Jamari Mito, and it has been approved. At Conspiracy Altogether, presented by Virtual Wrestling United, Call All Stars, and the Video Game Wrestling Network, it will be Jamari Mito going one-on-one with Kevin Cross.
Ooh.
That's a lot of history. A lot of history with that rivalry.
Let me go ahead and put this down. Go on.
And this one's going to be a slight bit bigger.
Okay. Lay it on me.
At Conspiracy Altogether, for the first time ever, 2 legends of Caw, 2 guys who have helped pave the way for generations and generations of original Caws to come. This is it. This is the first time ever. This is the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker of our WrestleMania 25. This is Extreme Tony versus Smokey.
Wow. Wait, hold up. I gotta check. There's no way that's never happened. I gotta check that.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't.
According to our sources, it hasn't.
Yeah.
That does.
I think we made Eddie Mack a little speechless over here.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean mostly MTV.
Indeed. But there is two more.
Okay.
One we're not going to quite announce yet, but the other one we are. The other one will be announced on a future date. And all I can say about the match we haven't announced yet is that it involves Vin Taylor.
I know what it is, but I'm not gonna say it.
Yes, we're gonna
I know what it is.
We're gonna keep them on the edge of their seats. But who here remembers the Call All Stars Rumble for Call All Stars 9?
No, I can't say that. I can't say I remember that.
Yes.
I remember.
Yep. Well, one of the things that was said, and this isn't a dog on anyone. This is actually motivation for this particular person. Matt Farrow.
By the way, I just want to point out before you continue, dog. But go ahead.
Yeah. Matt Farrow was called an Edge lookalike on commentary. Well, Matt Farrow took that as motivation to turn his character up a notch, to turn himself up a notch. And now he's wanting to break the stereotype once and for all. So he got in touch. He talked to me. I got in touch with WEDF and said, and I begged them, I pleaded them to pull this man out of retirement, to find some sort of mythical 7 Dragon Balls that can heal his neck. And they did it. Because at Conspiracy altogether, Matt Farrow will go one-on-one with the Rated R Superstar Edge.
Wow.
I mean, it took them long enough to set that match up, but it's finally happening, people. You better get ready for it.
That's what you saw.
Now, mind you, his neck is only going to be healed for this one match, so don't expect any crazy Edge matches after this one. Now then, I think that's all the Conspiracy matches I wanted to. We were ready to announce. Let's go ahead and go back to Q&A real quick.
By the way, I've done some quick checking. Yeah, as it turns out, there's never been an Extreme Tony Smoky one-on-one match, which I am stunned.
It's gonna happen though. It's finally gonna happen.
By the way, I can tell you real quick about Conspiracy. I can tell you now with those 3 matches announced, because by the way, there's like a whole bunch of matches that have not been announced yet. It's 10, 20, 25, 26.
Excuse me.
There are a total of 27 matches that are at least in the works for this event.
And granted, just so you know, this is like a week event, right?
Yes, it's a full week.
Yeah, it's a full week event. So don't think that it's 27 matches in a day. Good God, no.
No,
please
no. Y'all cannot handle that.
No, we can't.
No.
I'm sorry.
No. Absolutely.
But yeah. And Tony, yes, you can make a promo to hype that match. He is giving you full permission.
Is there a place for GWA on a future VWU card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Like,
just have
we've had Aussie Andy show up in the Most Wanted tournament. We're actually trying to find an opponent for Aussie Andy since he was in the tournament at VW Most Wanted. As a matter of fact, Eddie, didn't we have a match set up for Aussie Andy?
For Most Wanted?
Mm-hmm. I believe it was a rematch from the actual tournament itself.
Oh, yeah. I'll have to look at the bracket and tell you which match exactly that was.
I believe, yes, that's right. In a rematch from the VW Most Wanted tournament, GWA's Aussie Andy at VW Most Wanted will go one-on-one in a first-round rematch against Lion-O. And that will actually be our opening bout for Most Wanted.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that I remember that match. The match where Andy knocked out the referee in with a moonsault.
That's right. Inadvertently knocked out the referee, and Lion-O took advantage.
Yeah, I remember that now. I was looking at that and I was like, what? So yeah, that's gonna happen at Most Wanted.
Yes, except this time, in order to make sure that there is absolutely no shenanigans whatsoever, the match between Aussie Andy and Lion-O will take place inside of a steel cage.
It's the only way to settle it, really.
Indeed.
Udon.
Indeed, like Magpie said, no dumb ref getting in the way this time. Steel cage match to open and an elimination chamber to close it.
Yeah. That's crazy. But right, don't you have some more announcements on that?
As a matter of fact, I do, Eddie. The exact moment that Conspiracy ends. I say Conspiracy because that's taking place in December.
Yeah, it's like December. Like
the last week of December, probably.
Last week.
As you've seen from Queens of Wrestling and Most Wanted, we like our tournaments.
Oh yeah, we got a ton of those, apparently.
And we're not going to be stopping.
Because why would we? We're on a roll.
Starting in January, we are going to be hosting... Should I tell them, D-Wall?
I mean, if you want to. I mean, that's what we're here for.
I mean, it's a memorial tournament, so...
Oh, yeah, that one. You mean the one that was strictly to be for DCA, but we make it to like a,
Well, I mean, he wasn't just in DCA. He was in many leagues.
That's why I was saying, like, a tribute to his memory.
Yes.
But yes, we can go ahead and, since the VW titles are kind of, I wouldn't say they're up in the air right now, but
Well, one of them is.
One of them, yeah. But the point being that, after Night Raid and the Samoan Kill Squad get done beating the hell out of each other, we're going to need a #1 contender for whoever survives that. So, with that said, after Most Wanted, we are going to have the first annual Johnny Sinclair Memorial Tag Team Classic. Yes, that's a real thing. And we will be showcasing. We don't know how many teams will be in this tournament just yet.
No, that's details that we're still working out.
But there will be a number of teams competing for legitimacy, legacy, for the honor of Johnny Sinclair, and most importantly of all, a title shot for the VW Tag Team titles at the next VW event after Most Wanted, which, what was it called again?
Well, we don't have an official name for it yet, but we do know it's going to be an all-tag team CPV. We've had Queens of Wrestling, the all-women's, Most Wanted, the all-men's. It's time for an all-tag team.
Yes. So that is going to take place after Most Wanted.
Which, yep, it'll take place after Most Wanted, probably at the start of February. So hold on
or January, depending on if we get enough teams to at least start it. You know, but it's a work in progress, so we can't really say one way or the other right now because plans change all the time.
Yep, but after that, there is a huge question mark in the air as far as what's next. As you know, when VW goes big, we really, really go big. I think our 47 matches for Prestige 1 kind of...
Which we will never do again.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's us. We'll say, oh, we're never doing it again, and then we do it again anyway. And then make it like 60 matches, and then we're going to say, why are we doing this? We're never going to do it again, and then we'll do it again the next year. There will be a Prestige 2, but the number one contender for the VW World Championship at Prestige 2 will be decided in the Infinity Rumble. There will be an event called VW Infinity following the tag team CPV, and it will feature not one, not two, but 3 30-man Royal Rumble matches.
That's 90 people for those who don't know.
It's a lot of people there.
And the winners of each of these individual Royal Rumble matches will compete in the main event of Infinity for a shot at the VW World Championship at Prestige 2, which will take place during E3 2019. There's your date. VW Prestige 2, June 2019. And I think that's as far as my announcements go. I think it's time to announce what comes after that, don't you think, D-Wall?
Yeah, what's coming after that is either after that or around the same time, depending on circumstances, is Queens of Wrestling 5. As I have been told and corrected, it is the 5th annual event, not 5th anniversary. I did change the logo.
Don't be WWE now, calling it the 25th
Yeah, I did change the logo. I did change the logo, so I have to get used to saying it now. If you saw on the stream, one match is official. One other match is kind of official. It's just waiting on confirmation. But the first match that is official is the AMS Academy versus the MMA 4 women in an 8-woman tag match. That's a big match, for those who don't know. Amber Stevens, Bindi Irwin, Jade Storm, and Gina Carano. And those could change depending on, who they want to represent them. But because the whole of the AMS Academy is Amber Stevens, Gina Carano, Bindi Irwin, Madison Lockhart, Jade Storm, and Melissa Remy. So there's 6 of them. But we only need 4 for this match. So we're going to see how that goes. Also, I announced that Balalaika and General Esdeath are going to get in the ring. Yes, we are going to reinforce the walls. We're going to reinforce the ring. We are going to reinforce the arena with as much security as possible for the match because somebody might die, literally. Balalaika wants the match, but General Esdeath just has to accept it, and it will be a Ranapur death match at Queens of Wrestling 5. Yeah. Also, I announced tonight the first 6 competitors in the Queens of Wrestling 5 tournament that will be taking place this next year. If you did not see that, then you will see it in a couple of minutes when Queens of Wrestling is live officially, because the processing is almost done on this freaking thing. Stupid YouTube. So there's that. Of course, all the VWU titles, the Queens of Wrestling titles, will be on the line. The tag titles, the Soul Silver title, and the Queens of Wrestling title, obviously, will all be defended on that night. And should I say another match?
Yeah, go ahead.
Should I say another match that I'm thinking about?
Do it.
So a lot of people, I heard a lot of people ask this match. I heard a lot of people suggesting this match, and even MCB over here has suggested this match from last year. But considering that Prestige is already filling up, well, we're in the planning stages of getting some matches together for that. I decided to move it to this event, Queens of Wrestling 5. So regardless of whether either one is a champion or not, we are going to see for the very first time a Joshi Dream match of epic proportions. We are going to see on one side Asuka, not the Saren Kagura Asuka, but the WWE WWF. And on the other side, we are going to see Akira. That's right. We're going to have Empress versus Empress Violence. That match is happening. I can make that official right now. Yes, you guys can pick your jaws up. You guys can pick your jaws up now.
No.
That match is happening. Queens of Wrestling 5, Empress versus Empress, first time ever. Regardless of whether Akira is undefeated still or not, which it's looking like she probably will. Because who the hell's going to stop her at this rate?
No. Maybe Amber?
Maybe Amber. She put out the challenge. So, you know. MTB, would you like to request a match for Queens of Wrestling 5 since you're here? Any dream matches that you would like to see on that card, sir?
None that I can think of right now. Not that far ahead. Guess we'll just have to see.
I got one.
Mr. SRH would like to chime in.
Samantha Hart versus Sakura Hagiwara.
Who is that? You kind of cut out a little bit.
Samantha Hart versus Sakura.
Samantha Hart and Sakura Hagiwara. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing I know why.
Well-known grapplers in their respective fields going at it.
I can see that.
Actually, there is something, and this is something I wanted to see. Everybody's talking about Queen versus Queen, Danny Gibbons versus Charlotte at Queens of Wrestling 4.
Which you'll see on. You'll see right now. It's going. I am putting Queens of Wrestling up right now.
How about next year we have Queen versus another Queen? And this is something I've been And this is something everybody in TPGW circles have been talking about. Roxanne Quinn versus Danny Gibbons.
Ooh, I think that. I'm wondering. I'm trying to remember when that match, if that match happens another place. I don't remember. Or has it not happened yet?
Hasn't happened yet.
Well, okay then.
Book it. Book it now.
Here's a question in the chat. Any thoughts on a hardcore division for VWU? Perhaps a VW Hardcore Championship. I'm gonna say maybe. Food for thought for a tournament. Tournament that ends in prestige in a one-on-one match. After all, this wouldn't be professional wrestling if we didn't get balls ass crazy with some of the hardcore action that we do.
You know, we've already seen plenty of that this year. So maybe you do it.
It's a maybe right now.
Not a definite yes. VW Cruiserweight division.
Hey, TPGW's got one hell of a cruiserweight division right now. Adonis Creed, El Navino. Of course, we're not sure if we would go with the TPGW 229 rule or if we would go 205.
I wouldn't go 205. We're not the big Fed in Stanford.
No, we would probably go with the TPGW 229 is what I would do. Maybe even go 235. Maybe not that big.
There's been a lot of bigger
230.
men. Like, there's a lot of people these days that are big men, but they can fly like cruiserweights, to be honest.
So maybe like an X division type of division.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. We just have to come up with a catchy name for it that's not,
It's not X Division or Cruiser X or Crucero or Cruiserweight.
Or Cruiser X, or Cruiser X Division. I mean, what kind of geek came up with that name?
What kind of VPOC came up with Cruiser X Division? God.
What kind of geek comes up with Sudden Impact?
Yeah. No. Which I can say right now, and since he brought it up, Sudden Impact is coming back. It's being headed up by yours truly, and episodes will be coming out during the off season. So in case anyone was wondering about that, it's not going away. It's not dead. It's alive and kicking. It's just going to take some time to restructure the roster and see who's going to be placed where and stuff like that. As far as the
VW, I'm seeing the VW title question. For those of you who don't know, who haven't seen the TPGW 6th anniversary show, California Beach Bash, for one, I recommend. Go watch it for one thing. I know it's a 7-hour show, but
doesn't matter with you.
It's nonstop action from start to finish. You're gonna feel like you've died and gone to heaven by the end of the show.
Like AJ Monahan did tonight.
Or gone to hell.
You're gonna feel like AJ Monahan when you're done. If you didn't,
or at least you're gonna feel like AJ Monahan up until the last few minutes.
Exactly. If you don't know why we're saying that, you'll know probably tomorrow after people have seen the show, and then I post what I'm going to post on the VW Twitter.
Which I'm officially a little bit more mad about that now, and I'll tell you why in a second. I just got a message from Zahaya. Apparently, he went above all of our heads and did something.
What did he do?
Well, first of all, for those of you who haven't seen the Beach Bash, Kevin Cash's arm was completely and utterly removed. His right arm was removed by Duncan Vermill. And Cash was stripped of the championship. Now, at Most Wanted, the Elimination Chamber match will still happen to decide a new champion. With the competitors, as we've said, are Luca Khan, Vin Taylor, Dominator, Brandon Wolf, and Nathan Explosion. Zahaya has added a 6th person and signed to a one-night-only exclusive for VWU contract.
Ooh.
He signed Duncan.
Wow. Well,
really? Really?
Well, first of all, how could he get that clearance?
Well, Duncan is a free agent, technically. And ZZ is very much part of the VW event, so...
But, at the same time, how did he get the clearance when he's not an official VWU or a TPGW official? You know?
I don't know.
That's what I'm asking.
Zahaya, what did you do? I think he is trying to get on my nerves. Now, there is one final question, and we'll get back to the Duncan situation at another time.
Composure.
Has VWU moved to 2K19? Not entirely. There are some leagues, like at Easter Invasion coming up for TPGW, that will be going fully 2K19, but other leagues are going to take a little bit more time. I think we're going to wait for VW. Conspiracy is going to be partially in 2K19, I know that. VW Most Wanted will still entirely take place on 2K18. By January, we will be fully switched over to WWE 2K19, I believe. Is that right?
That's fair.
That seems to be the plan, yes. Yeah, that's about right.
Until then, we're going to be trying to keep it on 2K18 to try and make it easier on everybody else, but we'll still... We might come out with some web matches on 2K19 until then. Just depends on who gets done.
By the way, I also want to point out that I can't spoil anything, even though Queens of Wrestling is coming out now. It's up right now. You can go watch it. But the Soul Silver Championship will be defended at Conspiracy. So when you see who won the Soul Silver title match, and then when you see the result of the Christy Montero Destiny Williams match, that match, when you put 2 and 2 together, it'll be at Conspiracy.
So that's an official match.
That's an official match.
All right, I'll add it then.
So I'm not going to spoil who won the title, and I'm not going to became #1 contender. You guys have to go out and watch that match to see.
Yep. Until that time, make sure you keep your eyes and ears open to the Call All Stars crew and to the Video Game Wrestling Network crew. They'll be coming out with the rest of the matches for Conspiracy. We're still figuring out the rest of ours, but
yeah, and then for the Queens of Wrestling stuff, the tournament is the main thing first. Those 3 matches that are announced are there, but it's mostly about the tournament. And by Sunday, the first 6 participants will be made. Well, either Sunday or Saturday night. The first 6 women will be officially revealed with their graphics and everything on the Queens of Wrestling Facebook page. And I am going to also be in the process of making official wrestling Twitter. That's just strictly for Queens of Wrestling stuff. So that way I can when Conspiracy stuff and Most Wanted stuff and Infinity stuff happens, then that's going to be on the regular VW channel. So that way the Queens of Wrestling stuff doesn't bog all that stuff down. So just keep your eyes peeled for that also.
Yeah. From here on out, I don't
want to keep posting the Queens of Wrestling stuff right in the middle of, hey, there's a Conspiracy match. Hey, there's this Queens of Wrestling match, and then everything's just jumbled up and nobody can keep track of it.
Indeed. So is there anything else we want to add, gentlemen?
Maybe we'll give them 5 more minutes to ask questions and probably hit it for the night.
All right, final questions, guys.
Let me peek in the chat thingy. I seen anything as far as no. You already answered the has VW moved to 2K19, so no new questions as it moves on. But yeah.
Oh, here we go.
How does the Premiere feature work? Tony. I'm not sure if your channel has it, but in case it does, when you upload a video, you'll get a notice like within a few moments that the Premiere option is open. You have to schedule a time. You have to schedule a time for the Premiere, and you have to turn Premiere on. Again, your channel may have it, your channel may not have it. I basically discovered the Premiere feature by accident.
How many subscribers do you need to have it?
I don't even know.
I think what YouTube said was that they're rolling it out slowly to certain channels, and then after a while they're going to have it for every channel.
Yeah, I know WFS has it.
Yeah, I have it.
I probably have it if Dave has it.
Yeah, you probably have it, MTB, so you can hear your stuff. I think Eddie's got it, obviously. So it's going to be for a select few people for a while, and then what I understand, it's going to be rolled out permanently for everyone at some point. So that's going to help tremendously when it comes to what we want to do with our channel for other people that want to premiere their stuff. But once we get enough subscribers on the VW channel, then I'm pretty sure we'll get enabled to do premieres on our uploads also.
Am I working on the Jamari Mito promo? I sent you and the other admins. I don't think I've even seen it yet, if I'm being honest. I'll have to look. But I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys. Thank you guys for supporting this little thing we do.
Yeah.
We all have this weird passion for making this weird internet show from a wrestling video game thing, and
we really like this video game for some reason.
I want to personally, like, I know I said it the actual show, but legitimately I want to thank all of you watching now and watching post live. Thank you for allowing me to do Queens of Wrestling because it was just a small little dream idea I had, and it just blown up into something more than I could have ever thought it would go to in just a couple of years. So thank you guys for making that. If it wasn't for you guys making this what it is and supporting it from the very start, because it could have bombed. The first one could have absolutely bombed, but you guys just kept it growing and kept it going more and more. And I can't thank you guys enough. If it wasn't for you guys and all the guys that helped me behind the scenes, then this 4th edition and the 5th one coming up would not be happening at all. So thank you guys, seriously.
So I guess with that being said, that's the end.
Yeah, I guess Queens of Wrestling is up right now. I am posting the links everywhere so you guys can go and see the entire show. You don't have to see it in one night.
In fact, it's recommended you don't take breaks. It is 8 hours.
It is an 8-hour show. It is a big show. It's probably gonna be
Never,
the same
ever,
next
ever,
year.
ever watch an entire cost CPV in one go. It
Unless
never
you
turns
have
out
a,
well.
unless you're like crazy,
Zahaya.
or Zahaya.
That explains a lot of why Zahaya is the way Zahaya is.
Yeah, that you should get that checked out. That could be a condition.
Yeah. So, I will probably post more about the 5 tournament soon, because that tournament's going to be going by at a rapid pace in terms of getting who's going to be in it and everything like that. And again, like I said, you're probably not going to recognize a ton of the people in this tournament this year, because I wanted to make it different than all the other ones. Because, we know about the Roxanne Quinns and the Carmen Cortezes and Sakura and all that. And it could have been easy for me to just plug them all in there, but I wanted to do something different. Because, those, the Roxanne Quinns of the world, they can get a title shot whenever. They're established enough where they can just say, hey, I want a title shot, and they'll get it immediately. But, because they're that established in the virtual wrestling scene right now. But there's
Probably a few more people more established than Roxanne, though, but...
Well, she's been around for that's why she's established, in my opinion. But, there's others out there like the names that you saw, which I'm not going to spoil again, because, so there's some people that may have not seen this, but there's a lot of people out there that have not been showcased or have never been showcased in a call league, period. And that is what this tournament is going to be designed to do. And somebody's going to get that shot at Queens of Wrestling 5. The question is, who is it going to be? We're going to find out next year. And again, like I said, this tournament's going to be coming up very, very, very soon. And it's going to be a very different tournament I think it's going to be. But I'm not going to spoil everything all at once. I'll let you guys kind of linger on that as we head out, and more information will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Now I think we're ready to put that out.
All right. I've been MTB to HKK.
I'm Eddie Mac. Thanks for watching. And that's D-Wall somewhere. And Mr.
D-Wall.
And Mr. SRH
is raging about Reiko somewhere.
Yeah.
Rox Faco, hashtagging it.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Yep.
See you guys later. Booyaka.